to Job, that him so she ran, oh, be serious, obra of the wolfie, so symbol obra of the Sacha, it's always good to be home. I salute all of you. Where you are, I once was. Now, where I am, you will be. So, by school, it's me here. I want to check Yana Trebia, Chese. GDA ya na ya akofo mkra timini an masofo no mo awrade nhye sapo mu nsuo ho ni se mumu bebre aye adwuma titiu uye adwuma kra na afi ugya se okosukua me de mba ha na menye adwuma na ma volunteer sofo nti na ma volunteer na ache mo wa ye adwuma no adwuma mo aye no awrade ani so pese me hye mu nkran se bra ye wa ha no na mo aso nyame adwuma mu ono so nhwe mo de na o man si mo ye omie bia akwanya ahodo mamo so for se epon a ye hia ni nkomo kakra mani ba jun se be din nkomo so for request ntimi nya no na but men ka se mani age men kan se de ya na so for is it the pastor's line so I'm happy to be here so no ni mo bia akra but I had a fie ne ha be di mfie miensa ne kakra mfa mfie miensa na nyame adom ye bo amani ebo abusua se na misamponse ka no o kan no asensi so mani age se dan na no ne Auntie Abigail, Munina, so we are penning for whom I near near Japan. And yesterday, no, I mean, my dada. A niety A4, not A gallon A. No more A4, and more A16. Gina, Telebia, Umana, or Abefres, or for Abefres, I know of you, Mumra. Any I say about to Dr. Adenum, more Craig, you may more. I'm pa nefata say, sorry, what I see. Son say, my transit. Babo Chicago 2 hours. Where drivers are na ye. As one make us and I'm a driver. As I make Kukum one move. And your wapayo. Pastor Manina, in fact, done will pray me to a manimu. And then they said, na yin air driver corner. That's no at all. Snow my top and near reserve cow. And do so. I'm saying, my quine. I'm saying 9 Pastor say, Pastor Manamena, a last man. And yet me drive van. Inti my frakra castle say yamaji. And papa Pastor Manese software you call. I'm software. Storm no must talk to us a pastor. My from say be sambe fan say now back I was would drive with Dimechi. Inti na strangely in the dano. I saw for no montan ko Chicago fan Pastor IB Pastor Boamu akon. Omunyina betem. Na ye kono. She said na me nyini se be dra sore kra. Because we were able to drive just about 30 miles per hour. And now from me, see, Hannah, I see him. Now, what to me, front of her. Now, me, Timothy. And now, cry. Now, you drew. And you by and now, you drew. You see, a 94 or so. And now, truck be sire. Sire, who's an in front of a tree. Who answer, Vana, you're not dainty. Now, Simbi see Hona Ewango. Macassa, Hannah and Netchminch. And I can't drink you. Natadi Apija. And I said, oh, yes, off for woman. I remember some of her. And was saying seat belt, Muna Mayam and Sassy. But a beer the entire fire will be creme. 1 hour doing Uncle Pon. I didn't know a deep woman. Kano osofo kumane osofo ya osumadu and omu prakakra. But a bo hono a police no di can buy. Ohe no say more coin, they say kwa sorry. No say you are blessed. No say I'm just coming from another accident. 5 people, all of them are dead. In Jinaka say yeah no 15 seater van a timuno. Nyame adom and o je na ade bi si wo ho anum frɛ yɛn sɛ ayi on be interview mu sɛ yan ne tika no nyina ne bo seat belt tom ka sɛ yɛmagye abasobɔde bi a mokae a nti on ma yɛn certificate bi sɛ saved by the belt na mesere pa sɛ wo mo no adwene om sɛ belt na gye yɛn but nyame na ogye yɛn na we have a lot of memories from this place. Na me da nyame ase se na dumunti o hira osofo ne asofo wa adwuma ayi na enne no na yebedi hu nkombo mpa ese nyame enkasa nkyere mama mo mpa ye wai urade akwa mama seba meni asemo enne nso ne ye medi nkomo bio ya no fomfom firi me so na de ye wasme beboy no na mano mpie mano ye nipa adwene bi enwoma mu de bi emwa wo mbade yito nchen na ne nyina nkasa titiru bra ye ka awaresemi Jesus Christ din mu na yeso amen no mo din de David ena Mary ana ono mo abompa ya senyame enche wo no eba na omo ani da so so se nyame wo hyehye ema wo no enso mbompa ya no mfie bi mu na akoda no ma na emma nti afe na omo gidie enyi nkra afe na omo ye very desperate na omo ahmechie ne or how are we family? Is there anything that we can do? What they make person can say they took matters into their hands. ɔmo hye ase se ebi a ye befa kwan bi so ne aboa nyame kakra ebi anya saa no ɔmo kan no atɔda bi ye basa enti oba oni ni kuna ware na wo ha ase na obusabusa na ɔyɛ research ahodo nti ka kire ni kunu no se ada ne yempo obi na onye surrogacy emai ebi asenka enye obi na de yenkosua gu ne yam na wo man no de yem ye no kosua yenkobɔ adwaman nti wo dwene ho sɛn na okunu mpaniampa wanyi anokora ɛna ojesu afei wo mo yo saa no na ye wo akoda no then anche ɛna wo mo kɔgye akoda no na maame no se hwɛ me na me pɛ ebadada wo musa na me nware de no so na me pɛ ba nti nya de akoda no me de no ebe mamo nti afei de ani brie jealousy afei na papa no sɔre a ɛsɛ ɔkɔhwɛ ne ba no na ade rivalry tension abeto ɔmo ntem abufuo ɔhaw afei na de aduro no ɛyɛ ayɛ enuabro kra kosi sɛ afei de awerɛhoɔ ne su na ayɛ ntɔkwa na afei wɔnom a obi a nanka wagye atom sɛ mɛboa mo bɛyɛ ɔtamfo so ogene saa story yi ho a ebi a wode wo agene kwa akiri pa ara wo Bible mu Mose nguma di kan etire a edunsia ho na asɛm bi te sɛ esi story no twe adwene ekosi Abraham and Sarah so wɔn aware mu no wɔn de gidie na nyame fra wɔn no na nyame wɔ wɔn awerɛhyɛ mu ɛna wɔn tu free dia na wɔn teɛ ɛna wɔn hyɛ aseɛ sɛ wɔn kɔ nyame akwankyerɛ a odi wɔn anim ɛde wɔn akɔtena bia nyame so wɔn kro na nsa ne yɛbɛkɔ text mbɛ sɛ ebusa questions bɛn ngɔtwe bi yɛde kan sɛ say what happens when we rush ahead of God's timing. I'd like you to think about it. What are the consequences of compromise in marriage? What are the, how do we respond when our own plans backfire? Plan how often do we, like Sarah, struggle to trust God's timing and take matters into our own hands? They say, what happens when a marriage shifts from faith-filled patience to human-driven compromise? Can a relationship truly drive or thrive when one partner becomes passive and the other takes control? How do we respond when our own choices lead to conflict, jealousy, and regrets in our homes? These questions provoke thought and encourage deeper reflections. Question I maybe say, see, I heard Genesis 16, verses 1 to 6. Characters ne nipa mensa. Baako ye Abraham anyame na Abraham anyame afre no. Wosi mediwachi go. Na onim de wokro. Nanso wogi nyame di ye. No frifie one na yere. Ono so ye gidie hima e beka ne saa. So ye gidie agade a se ne na we so ye gidie na anamboa na odi na kire. Na ofa wo ho fa ase. Na wo mokro. Na eno na afei maami bi abeka ho a oyɛ Hagar. Nti Genesis 16 there. Characters near miensa. Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar. Hagar yi yenim nasam. Munim sabra nyame frɛ Abraham no na oduru kwam. Na osi obeduru Mamre. Baabi na osi afɔreɛ. Wo ho nda me ya desua bi ɛwɔ hɔ building altars. Osi afɔreɛ bo afɔreɛ. Si altar wɔ hɔ no som nyame. And after ordinary hair south, no call Egypt. You story see who drew immigration officer, customs officer, Nibusan and Amami. When we had run was you drew her, yeah, catch her one must say, we mean, Namboa. We almost as a name and Crawford customs officer, I know when Musamasa. Shasi free. Enti wɔn kɔ duru hɔ no a akyire yi ɛnyɛ hɔ na me gyina ntimi twam wa ɔhene no ehuna akyire kɔ ne ho ɛna nyame se hwɛ ɛno afa sanka no ohuna akyire no ɛna wɔ se wo ka de me kɔ amane mu ɛna ɔpam no ɛna wɔkyɛ ɔyɛ na dɔyɛ wonya baabura kan ne yie pa wɔse Abram ne Sarah firi hɔ no na ɔmo ayɛ adefoɔ na asi wɔn yi ɔhene no de nwan ne pɔnkyen ne anantwie ne nkoa ne mfra na nkoa ne mfra no mu baako ne Hagai nti bra ɛna ma oduru Genesis 12:13 hɔ na ɔsi afei na Abram nyanhwɛfoɔ ne Lot nyanhwɛfoɔ ni enhyia no hɔ ya was sermon bi wɔ pa about immigrant siblings wɔn sa akɔfa oni aba ya no mo nika pa sɛ akɔ bi na ɔkɔfa ne brother by o New York ɛna ɔmtewa brother no ba yɛ no onuan no otua dan ka wɔn etua aduane yɛ bibia onya adwuma bɛsɛ ɔyɛ adwuma bɛ boso miɛnsa no wɔn asesia sɛ na ɔtwe bia minya sei nto ɔne ne bra trans na ɔse bra ba kwanto mo nya hwi wɔ Ghana me ba yɛ me kura me ba yɛ nkye bia no ayi bɛsɛ busumi bia no minya bɛsɛ 2500 na bra ma gimi kura me de mini 1005 na me mfa 1000 nto ɛna onua no hwɛ ne din saa ka na sɛ wie ya na ɔse ma gimi kɔpa dan na tɔ aduane na tua ho nneɛma nyinaa na gimi na save 1000 nti kyerɛ Abraham ɛne Lot epie baeɛ no na Lot ahunu nyansa ɔn sɛ asɛm si yɛ no nti sika immigrants sɛ etu kwan na nneɛma si yɛ yi atɔrɔ bi a ɛsɛ yɛ ntɛm nti na nnuafoɔ tɔrɔ bi kora mo ntumi ntena kɛsɛ sɛ basa but ebi kɔ so ayɛ aka sɛ nyɛ nkwa o Lot ne wɔfa esi wɔn yie no ɛhɔ a na wɔn nwanhwɛfoɔ ntumi nyɛ bɛn ɛntena faako but then what was so wobɛduru Genesis 15 hɔ a na Abraham ɛne nyame wɔn sɛ Genesis 12 no nyame ka sɛ mehyira wo de obɛdome wo mɛdome no de obɛhyira wo de ɔde na bɛsi wo soɔ me nyame mɛtɔ n'ase enti obɛduru Genesis 15 no akɔ Egypt aba wayɛ yie ne wɔfa ase atwi so asase pa no still na biribi ɛtete no ɔsɛ Awurade me wɔfa ase deɛ me ne tie yɛ me wɔfa ase na wo sɛ wobɛhyira me na ofiri he na bɛba ɛna Genesis 15 bio nyame ɛsan ɛhyɛ ne bɔhyɛ no mu kana okay nkan ɔ se after this the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision. Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your very great reward. But Abram said, Sovereign Lord, what can you give me since I remain childless? And the one who will inherit my estate is Eliezer, was it of Damascus? And Abram said, you have given me no children, so a servant in my household will be my heir. Then the word of the Lord came to him, this man will not be your heir, but a son who is your own flesh and blood will be your heir. He took him outside and said, look up the sky and count the stars, if indeed you can count them. And then he said to him, so shall your offspring be. And in Jamaica, China said, Genesis 15, Nyame sa ahyemu kran said, don't worry about it. And nya ba no wafna wafase no na bedi wade. Then you move to chapter 16. One ye betena kakra bi. Verse 6 verses. Anna ebra won mo te ho no. Won say, sa asem yi si, me say it occurred 10 years after God initially called Abraham. Ebra Nyame frɛ no hye no bo no. Ifie du achi na siye. Na ancient near east hono na wo mamamre mu se wo mamamre no bi ye soronko kakra na saa society mu no oba wo ani mudie the worth of a woman is tied to her ability to have children. Se oba edi mu a na ye oba otimi ewo se ontimi nwo a de ya ne se me say she is often seen as a failure wo ye breguo wo ye hamodie do wa hindi tunu so enye ye anasa or disappointment we hamodi na oba wonwo no in fact they sometimes saw her as a cursed ya domino injina wonwo just imagine a little bit sir So we are Sarah now to situation same one. How would you feel? I say, and yet easy. It's easy to point fingers. Oh, Sarah, no, yes, you become one. But society no more. So wouldn't ma yes, so if I knew who she at the Pabian flew mumma, it be I to me. And Sarah, a brow train, and ye na a ba and manner. Let me say the long delay led to impatience and despair. And she after no bra or when she was tired, no, or catch Abraham said, look, you can go to my maid servant, my maid. Na my friend, ubeti mi akonenche. Nti bra na otna sam no ho a Abraham obi a yesi akire ne friend Gideon nyina agyaw. Na ne yire se ada na onko my friend. You would think say obeti agina na anka waka bibi foforo. Wa no ko no. But be a men can some way. Once all can Bible. It's sans say ya tro. And joking can have no say, or can yan or was mate. I want to go into their home. Just let's go into their home a little bit. May I sure say, Omo kontoka kakra, Omo jechinye kakra, Omo fui, be cry, Sarah told me because I crown yes, I say. Unchrobe masemi. Wafo mema ehuri ko Jimmy unkobi na odi otifia na cheche no adi aduane adi oh onso beka sa dan go yira me hui wa me boafia hanti hunu se de me si dowi nti sa wa wote abusuamu a you can imagine say and tokwa kakra be koso a at the end of the day no Abraham agreed. So now again as I was at here say sa culture no it was normal say obi ntime nwa obetime di obi as ama ne ho kanfo say onye surrogate emano but anon kire say be say otia say no anka so fo amo ase eye nyame akwankire menka sa me say amamre no mu no na ekoso etimi koso. However, me say though culturally acceptable, God had a different standard for marriage. Nyame wo nyina so soronko ema aware. Read Genesis 22:24 and Matthew 19:6. Na de na nyame hwehwe ne nukredie se abedi ehho beto no nyame ne so and not through manipulation. If you right here in chapter 16 1-5 no, we see the first failure of Abraham. And they say he agreed and Hagar conceived. Oko na fana no ho e ma ne nyime. Na ebra onyime no, onyimwie no na ne attitude as a sign. Isn't that interesting? Ebra no otifie ho no anko ya fna na ne status o ye say hierarchy odi ha say I be feel dey man what me nka. Okay, the ne status asesa. Say no ohu no ho say oni Sarah e with the same status. In fact, ono crowd di mu chen Sarah. Why? Because otra no ho awantimi me amana me baba akupe na eba nam kwanso yi hwe yanom menuanom mem kasem we anama anytime you have a third person in your relationship it changes the dynamics. Ebre bia third person baba be wura awarefo mienu ntem no esesane ema say no the third person na Hagar, right? And na ono and wo pull the levers entiama Abraham tribom Sarah tribom Hagar no osre and wo di agro wo montem sa. If you say ono no the bargaining chip, we are dan agoba ahyem yam nti I need your attention. Wo so me na me do man no e say obu me. Nti I want you to think about this. There's something called triangulation, right? And they say me and I me pass my catch me ira. Nam dia fa me baso. Ana me ba no na me pese me di natema. Nam dia fa me ire so. Ana say me kunu na pese me di natema. Asia so oh na me de nam so toma na me kunu no sa ya miensa ya toma ne sa it efia ho no. I just want us to go there and live with them a little bit and just all kinds of energy adwuma Hagar beto akra no me de ma ma jo bi kunu na me na adum yo obeto to abi dwum bi wo fia ho a be ya ahmeke pa anamboa wo beto dwuma hu no. Enti sabren na ogene ho a Abraham kesa ne ho akere no pa waye simpapani. Yes, I can't. Or no, I think we're the head of the family. But now, it sounds like you can't or agree, and you know, on Timinia head view. And she, Obana say, I can't feel no yam at the power. Now, who can't feel an out here? So I was all true. Verse 5, verse 6 of honor. Sarah or Domino or Dome Nikruno. Now, to be a mechanic, we are Macase. I had don't for. Oh, okay, King Kamame. 5 and 6 now.
I catch the Abraham say, Assembonia, what did me a dowso?
Nanyame,
Mina Medima Fina, or Kumum, or Kukum. Now, whom say, when you sent it, Obumi animtia. Already, a woman won't tem the bay. Attain. Cocken can Hebrew Cassan. Sir, may God see between you and Anna a cursed language. Into a bar, Penny Transime. Oh, sir, a honor dear Sarah, obey a drone for the obeying. Whom for? Or no cray, and now they Abigail. One hour was a man called Bay Ho. And a Macono. No Conon, say, I was half a barber, was a big number at Drumme, a Bruminia. I thought be a man, Mohio, Radim Mabota. Or Cousin went to us and I saw the name, then get you near Tifian Woody was sent not to Macaron. And or call Yeswa was sign a cursing. But the point I'm making here is, man, God has called us to be leaders in our homes. Don't let us be passive. Hey, no, Abraham, na Juma says and Koyano, why not? Nanko bet me a chegna. If I say me can say, Nanka Abraham bet me a near man who will be I shall agree, the eating crying. Why shall they remember switchly? The second fail one is say, me see a bra, mammy no woo ye. And now, Sarah say, she's got to go. So, Kahono. Okay, and Abraham say, why you wafna? Again, he was supposed to lead the family. And son could make a decision. A son said, Bribiasi. Na me can be on yam for an inco. The Bribiasi tino. Na who they swat. Anytime there is compromise, you lose your focus. You lose your status in place. Sabre essence wa compromise tino. Na tabamu ago. Untimi shamra woni fie, untimi ni fie so, untimi leadi abusuano. Twice. Radi hu yamoboda. Enti no, ne aya ne se osi afei no, wonne ne yire no preso. Na nafna enso ehuru no. Untimi manafna anko visa essence wonne na wo. Won hu de ekoso no. Enna ne yire so ya ne yire. En wontimi onhu ne wonye. Na be ma no ye won ma no won nkonsa se ya. No, you don't Radi hu yamoboda. Say, o compromise here. Say, o compromise here. O chiro. You can't contempo. You can't smell any more. O ya ni ensa sa o ye. Afe na wani mo guase. Abraham ya nyame friend say, ko. Na meshira we na nade woti ma mienu ntemu a ye won nkonsa. Enti o se wo hye wonsa no. And I want you to also think about Sarah. Or the makoche na ni ase. Oma urana ni ya ni ya na urano afedi wode ahmetie wo frifie ho okodru kwantifi no koshia obofo nyesa na tie na obofo ne sesan ko na koya de ben ya ko bra wo ho ase ema wawura. Now what will Abraham do? Man oba no nko ko nso nyame se wonsa afia ya no mbone ekomu a eso ya ne so a o emi ye ho kire yen emi ye ho meti. And you are dealing with a situation. We can Abraham asama. Ya na yes a chireno ye be friend gidi nyina agya. And so I want you to know say efie bia nyame honhom be free mo no basabasa etimisim. Na no na ekoso wa he no. Enti say he analyzes a story we are. Me say e woni ma hudo be betimi afamu. So Abraham what a Hebrew Kasa was say, he listened to Sarah. In fact, it is almost a parallel to Adam listening to Eve. Koko kind of Hebrew. It is so amazing. Pa say, ebrebia
bonsam befa baako so nanka baako obetia gina correct no antumi anyo no e de onko mfumsuo mo menkasa me basa oba conclusion ne ma no nko ana de ba mema no so etimi ekofa bi ebasa enti yehwe ne ma hodo obu ha we are looking at the psychological, moral and spiritual consequences our decision on we no see as we reflect on this passage we see that the moral fall of humanity has led to the deep-seated psychological, moral and spiritual weakness. We see that Yehuno said Sarah and Abraham they are struggling with their own fears, doubts and insecurities. Afei do mu nyina no nia adwene a ebewura Sarah trim no omu hunu sususaso ntokwa na ebe omu fie akutiabo na ebe omu fie nkinye na ebe omu fie nti ya oben abawe bi abehye omu ntam a ono na ese o control efie ho na brebia ebio me sanko point I'm making earlier and say whenever a third person comes into your relationship we are be man okwa adwuma mu a na bia akwa asem akere awura bi ho don't do that bia ono yire nya asem kakra enko kan kire obi e be yan say obetake advantage we say na wo pa be ma ho ofisi na wo be wo gine wo na otimi ode na ka say onya wo be yo yie hwe onya ode makoba hwe ni ase enti wo fa no ya abomu bra wadwumam afi wo ko adwumam kwa na yire si fa aduane ko so me okay now but third person no I have here okay can some ye wo de wo yo pa wadwumam ha me bibia na oboa me nso wo yire ne ka type ya wo se free triple A enso sa ba na wo wadwumam ho na ya abomu bra wo no ka pa wo da fam wa efitani na wo tu ne tie ama no rade hu ya moboda anya no kwa sa na oba bi so ebia no kunu e wa asam kakra wako anasika sembi kwa adwumam a be ma we de nim de nikra me kofa no o ka kire be ma bi I say my sister ho fese na papa yi sa na otrim yo de sister ho kunu pa de yama na be ma be no nya oba no ho fese o ya de se no wo gina sa nti hwa na so wadwene na mi kunu kronka bi nkire me da se me ho fe afi na o ya bomu koma no na afi wa shada ja ka ho mam ride now ride o ride hu amaboda chese ni nyina timi si wo ye nyina entem na ebra third person beba mu ya ne se wo no status te se wo yire se be ma na wo yo sa se oba wo di ni gina wo kunu anan mu afi na okrokro no adwuma mu ho oba foforo kra ne kodi nkoma na aboafu sunya kunu no na meti na ho me se ya afi na ni gina nchan na wo ye no we kasa joni obi ankasa na no be a third person in that relationship. The idea is psychologically no wo ha na ehwe sa anyo kunu na anya oyire ba ba ye third person na wani kunu ho nti no obi foforo kra ndi nkoma na wo ye jealous wo da na jo a no afi obetran phone so wiki ya kan bibiri mi phone ya na obetran phone so wo da na do phone na hwe nche mo say esa de oken kan bible wo na text wo anadwunu nyina wo na wo yiri so ma me de mabre ukunu so ma bitia me ya no tia yo ya all because there's a third person in that relationship. Abraham, by compromising, he lost his authority, leading his family into dysfunction. Esan se wantimi ani akanie bia nyamedia manunti no wantimi ani abusuana nim. He relied on human solutions. Abraham could have been like Elkanah, Musa nansane na kana sem. Won say okay kan. First Samuel hona Elkanah kan sem because ebra na yire no sun no otete na wo huna okọ ahwehyeso mu no. Ka Abraham betima yese de ono ye bi o say, why do you weep? Isn't that comforting? Or say, why do you not eat? Why is your heart grieved? I don't know, Rahul. I don't know, Nidye. I don't know, yes, sir. Or say, am I not better to you than 10 sons? I was shedding you in crying. Now, Abraham bet me at and I said, Sarah, I know, say, oh, quite a Yamani Hunu. We obey in the Zenko for Cyril, who couldn't so cry no more do at him. Okay, John, you see, John chapter 4. Now, Johnny Niati. But so who said, Ukunu, made that so door why? Sending out TV and way me here. Made door, I love you. and Yadi as I said, me call warfast. And Sabasa. Yamena or Frey. I was see uncle, wouldn't him the Wasmay. Now, Casa and Andy Obashamabo, chapter 15 or no. Or by Yamena Mekasaya or Mamma Cogina Bontia, or some Mekasa by any kind of want it. And she, Sarah Mianco. Uncle bit me a teacher. And you don't go a job. Susa. Well, said, Mamma be a timid tonight. I'm a bumpire riding in Asada. Job, so. The Casa now to wood the Batana, Yami, home. And my idea way, Domino Yanka baby. I say, hey, Auntie. I watch me, Anna. And I'm a Canasa, yes, I don't count. Casas or Baggy Jimshe. Yami, what should I ye? And they are G. Now, how about I will free him? So, and you know, Mama, men, I want to encourage you this afternoon. Say, Yami, see, head no. Now, no, me say me teacher, but now, me, I'm about to tell you, me share doesn't make a master. Nyame anka se the headship no ye nyansa unim nyansa cheminim nyansa se cheme yire ana me ho odene be ma obro na yire de ya me kire mo ba bi your rings bi Mike Tyson no betima hia mo ho am no madin komo kama anya fie ne ye sa so but leadership ne se woni fie no mo sofo wo fie no mo on say o call I believe it's Psalm 127 o can say 127, 133 no or say nyame hwie nhiragu Aaron pampam sade ben a na esane afa ne ntade m nti yan leaders no na nyame fa so hira abusuan nyina nti ye mess up esa abusuan nyina efia ha no me say jealousy, rivalry and mistreatment became the new reality for Abraham. Hagar, though not innocent, suffered greatly due to someone else's choice. Sarah ye ntino Hagar so ko how ni atete ni musuo ni amane mu. In fact, now Abraham was crippled. Me ya cha hade hia me. Why crippled? Adentia. One no praise wa awura no kosan ba ye no kra no. O se akoda no nko, o se onko. In chapter 17. Unya kwa nkenkan. Nyame ba ye no o se Abraham ate say. O se awura de no kenkan was me be se something. If say hono o mo praise na nyame ka se ma akoda no yere be. Enko decision nanko otimi ye ndada oye ndada wantimi anyame se manonko na okoye no na nyame okenka akoma nyame oye second chance God no hwe yakobo ni mo nyame onya ye sao nti Abraham messed up but thank God say nyame ba bio no se wudin ba ko na time wagu hwani mu ase wase no I'm going to give you a new name yanum san yes yako mraoye ni sintomu a ebia no waware agija abubu asai unhu ni onfa sa nyame no will give you a second chance. He'll give you a new name. So now you are Abraham and not Abraham. If he says Abraham no I time chagotem nyame ma odin foforo da sa na nyame oyeye yanum nyono kwa Sarah. You see, Sarah's doubt weakened her faith and led her to act outside of God's will. I try to be a man who be brave. You do anim do course yemu. You compare nkrofo abonten. Utu hwei awafo mema de omo ye nie. Obi o ha ne yiri Valentine unim de otoma no. Hey, na unim ne bottom. Unim ne bottom. Na so de ne compare no. Na ba man ne mete na wo pese wo kire do nti na bia wo de ahmete ne ade no akoto bribi. Everybody who am about that. I feel not day or how we cry the chrono cotono. No go shed any who's cow. Was in baby the market course. Market course, won't answer the young one, yafe. Yanum, let's face it. Oh, yafa, oh, yafa. Your market course, nay, a lord and tail and every man. I dare not a yakety with a crown efa. Told be a giddy for my interest, a giddy for. And not the once some. Yanum, we are seeing a drone. Yes, you bow. But never as you in your wedding. Okay, no difference. Say we are for a year. We are seeing an answer to me. And not another time. But we say practical lessons. I have free. The rivalry created a generational conflict. Mosa, sir, I didn't see if you're and see how. I want to assume ntokwa esi Ishmael maame Hagar ene Sarah ntem no eno na Arab fo ko no sese no sa wonwene ho a enyaye atoaso for years na yenko anim kakra me say generationally the conflict that persisted through Ishmael dependence no say Jacob on say sa ade na Abraham ye no Jacob kra Isaac so ko ka kire no no yire Rebecca ya no ohene bia nim o ka yan say menua ba no o ka say bi nyano ko anna ayi Isaac so ne ba odi ni grum sa na me na naka no o so wadi ni grum anamboa wose ma me nhira o na ne yire cheye na afa dia ne yire no na ne ba eya apam right na o mo duru o mo papa no ma ni hira ne baba ko wa bone a e sha ase sa rafie de eyo na ekwa na ono Jacob no so no o ko na se fie na se no we swindler se wo no wo cha yi pa ba e wo som na no se me pe ba ware no so ba ku nie o so panin ma ni gino ai ketwai we no sai ade sai Rehab no o so yo Martin fienson boy adwuma na wie ya na dwo ne wo biri na ni so wo de panin no bre no so me som fa pa ketwa no na no ai me sai wo sa krom ha ma mre ma fa mi ni hu nkomo ya no boni ne ntu aso ha adwene krom ha ma mre ni hu nkomo o chechire no mu an wo se nya ke kokoda ene na nkoda na watwi mu bia wade no wi amesa de na brem ya me yenso hwebu a into osom the 14th year no wi no na wode oba no bre no true or false 1 week or ware no bia no wi no wode no koma no ma no som the second 14 years to bia kan say osom 14 years no wi anyway and na Jacob no so ma me pesa wo hunu generational impact Jacob no so ne ma no e from say bebre no dumie no mboa ana ne ma no sorry me ni ya jitutu ne ma no omo ba kwa no tete omo no de so da ye no no za kwa we be yo ama no pa no mo so ko kire no mo ton no mo kire odwan no mo ku no mo de ni mo gya nya sa ye na taade mu no mo de ba no se wo ba no wa ye de be ya no mo hu I wanted us to follow yenim ambese ka say ye Sarah yo ye no na eto asusa Ishmael asefo no ene Arab fo yi say no omu twa bro omu ho sa na Israel fo but ye nto aso a me say lessons bi e betumi afa na ha say na mpesa me kan we say waiting on God's strength waiting on God strengthens relationships say ye hwe nyame a e hye ye kita hodie no mu dene pa na toda bi a na dene so da kinkan yi no na ya papa na awoma adwuma sai sikasoma ye basa yesi e kosku nye ye ehiaw so da menu ma sofo na mekan when do so ha men kan me ba ko nkyerem me ba same da ko na me me ridi agro if you Canada na ba me ri nursing o Canada but owura mu ha na yesi so ko ye so he bi di CGFNS one pass on to me nursing to no e CNA na sikasam ne ho kire and adako ye didi anwumre na Sammy was about 11 and he ka say we are like we don't know one na ba didi no say aduane we yedi wi a ne eku na me ne me yiri kasa na e ba eti o when me say afi aduane no agya di no osu why Sammy I say you guys said after this we will die oh na I say san chichire no vre if you say na ye kan ya brabo mu nsema hu ye hia meti hoyi anti esa men ko court da me dey lose for ka because my ba sorry school wo ha na broni bi abopono wo say who is John AMOAH me say wo say a summons Benton Harbor St. Joe court what they cut 3 months and lose for the court oh ya no me di Americana bank bi wani mo ho me refi ni won chenyi ni dia abansa di no ne heritage bi o odi de no wode ye bia me ne me yiri di America ene e koje bosia ho ene e de ko tua ndus worker me basco you want me over that so enti I know say to da bia ahonkie hia ni ahokire betimi aba bia men kan se me nsi na nhye onkran sa abosia me ko boy no And now you need be talk car. Na car no 2,500. And now me konya accident. Nya accident but me ko adwuma mu wo is Lakeland na me back class na obi di bebo me. And na nyame adom me bo ye me ya pa. Le nyina na ba. But kwan nyame fa so hira ne se. Bosia no na car na 2,500. The call bank no almost say car no it worth 5,700. And you want yen ska ko tu ya car na kan ye to. Men ka say nya accident den nya sika o. Se bu ha agro ho anu wan sorry. But the point is say sa hu here ba or how soon agrahudie ba wait on the Lord. Ya wari enu no wait on the Lord because I say for those who wait on the Lord will do what? Will renew their strength. Will renew their strength. Nyame ye adia ya na nwanwa pa. Additional bi oni say trusting God's timing prevents unnecessary pain and regret. Say ye twen nyame bra nka ohaw ni sunya tetia Abraham ni Sarah ko mu no nko mmem kra. Me say compromise leads to conflict. So nyame say husbands are called to lead in love and not in passivity. Abraham was passive and it affected the family greatly. They say wives are also called, Colossians 3:18 and 19. Wives are called to trust and not manipulate. Atola bi ma no ye manipulate me ma no mo tiri bom na afi mo fa ekwan yan so mo fa so. Ewurade mo ye mba no nyina. Me say communication and unity are key. Say how ni amania. Let's talk. Amos 3:3 was saying, can two walk together unless they are agreed? In fact, the other meaning is unless they make an appointment. Yanum ye tia wariemu or how beba. Ye ma betimi ahayen. Ye busuafo me fra wo remote control. Omo Ghana no. Ampa yentimi nto omo me hwema mia ko so wuye. Me papa me da so hwe no. Nti men kan cho se to o ma me no papa gu. Nanso as I say we should not do that at the expense of our relationship here. Be ma na me ne tie no. On wo ye adwuma oboa me ma me no oye adwuma boa me. Nti se me nko mi fra kire ma tachi sika no na me de ko nkosi dan ma me. Me wo fa asefo ye wo fa asefo no eye mehwe bi. Pese o ti ase. Me de ba ko. Ande so ka akwa na hu na wo se no fefefe no. Wo fa ase pa no. Me de no ko VVU. Nanso me yire ni mu. Tro bi ono na Sunday school fees no. Ase me no trase na ye din komo na ye ka se. Dan ne ayo. Enye se me ye ba manti na me ye oba me ka emema ma no mu me anyi mu me ma no so. Oba bi wo ho a wo se me nam kofa no bae. Nti na o dictate ma no. Wo bae no me nuan mu nyina wo ho wo na mbefa wo. Nti wo ye adwuma na ese me hunu mu na ntokwa jija no mo konsa. Na Yesu afri ha ne se biribi ye kwa ahohiahia mu me se couples must pray together and seek God's will before making a major decision. As I say about Mpaye, near time I said, where should we turn? Where should we go? We know, say, we should go vertically. Say, if our vertical relationship is good, guess what? It helps our horizontal relationship. Say, I mean, tam eya, sai we no aka nyina. I'm saying, I'm so mo pa. Me say, avoid blame. Avoid blame. What we say? Abraham, no, instead of blaming Abraham, Sarah blame no. Instead of blaming Abraham, Sarah should have repented. Say, boni bi si, awa busua no mu a. Instead say, meka say, anwa, akuya, wo na meka kire wo, akodayo ma na soro, me uma me money chem so, na otifia ha, me kana asma na waso so. Dabi. Ebi ana me so me ma ye jata ofia ho. Ehunu akoda ndo. Nti esa me so me sakra madwene. Esi emi no trase na ye sakra. Blame game there. When you say a house here in room na mo obi a o. Mo abesi ne. So avoid blame game and take responsibility. You see, instead of passively allowing dysfunction, Abraham should have led. And the Macan was him. Mammy be. Macana some now, your friend Ellen G. White. Now, maybe a Desire of Ages, page 224, will say, God never leads his children otherwise than they would choose to be led. If they could see the end from the beginning. Yanum Yami would be Rodiacro. One form has to be going massy. One form has to be more boy basa. A lawyer be no me crum, near friend lawyer Bonsu. Lawyer we na Womoke Camera make me son Huno. Lawyer any a sort of far, Quebi, so be painting fear. Why no say, what you saying? No, can't bring out some sort of so. No, say, Mato so power, I went here, second for the sunny dear. No, so we are sure no saying, oh, no, say, now, oh, be out by a man, oh, yeah, oh, be not you, or the man. Jackway painted down on an air sign. And I will do so across second floor, no, say, lawyer, make him for a tradian. Oh, sir, oh, okay. And a fire, or man, or fire. The lawyer no hair, or talk to the other one, or bonnet, now, man will painting and begging us here. And I say, Massa, who can say that idea, the no can say, oh, near Menina. No, say, yeah, what's in here, baby, telling me much of the way. Nyame on this lawyer bonsu. On small throat, not on showers actually. Nyame and fire my house say, Minian will be good and massy. One fair ma warrior musa or betiti, or ma crofwas 3, or ma ya guinea, near ye bia basa, or nimnia oye. Nyame ye mistake. It is our one emma. Sikasam na yabasa. Say subai na nkosa de na tie me hunu no osere no kasa na de waye se mununkum bi no siwa fako nyame anim da. Na nyame ni tie ne ma wurabi. If na Chuck Swindoll or say faith is not the absence of doubt but the presence of trust. Faith is not absence of doubt. And you also can be or say true leadership referring to Abraham. True leadership is tested when a leader must wait for God to act. Amen. You can't be leader. Now I can't be say leadership. Now me ya water program me say ya mo pam me tibi. And obi say pastor. Na say o ye leader no. Na say oba no other na say o man ye niam ahodo obi na me say hwe. Delegation is part of leadership. And I mean sir. The last time I checked, delegation is part of leadership. So for one kwa ka say metam niam ha wo ha nyina abom bo a. Wontimi nyo. And being a husband leader, no, I am delegating her to do it. From so bien, and dear Chuck came and you must say leadership is tested when a leader must wait on God to act. And then Rick Warren, I'll say a great marriage is built on trusting God, not just on human effort. Wo ne ma ho de entimi nya hwe senyame enka ho a ene na ye wie ne beka ne say pray together daily. Me ni sophisticated idea bi am de bro. Pray together daily. Seek God's guidance before making decisions. Mama ene nyame ni nkomo wai. We a seminary. Na me free Toronto na bai. Me wo Canadian citizenship. Na ka metimi asako. Na me ne pastor donko di ho nkomo a me or no me wo ho ansa no wo ba enna ye namfo a nti ye di nkomo a ma pe baabi a me de mani asi wo se me wie school a me ko church planting nti me ba wie school na oba na o tro ne paper in dissertation of Kwaku me hu sa kwa bia betina pom ho a wo ye church planting nti ye hwe baabi foforo na me kosra madam fo bi e wo New England kwa no se pastor Ghana fo wo ha pa e be say start Ghana sorry na so wie school ya o metina ha. I said, I didn't know. Me did my application about Boston University. I'm on my Jimmy for a PhD in pastoral counseling. No, I said, I need a pastor bar and go boy. Jimmy go through. Me share din. I say, Yanum de can me ma. Me who say brass on say me jai at the chere. A court the nyame frame. Me na nice of. Jimmy swing na from go good of. So come crom na ka say AMOAH crying papa. This one can go good of. Entina me swing na o magnim say had a yame from me. But me the father chiremua a cottage training college. But me na me suffer penny for SA amfo. Na me your quartet. Or the call a mountain for kanyamsem. Na nyamsem no ye na ye peka aban. In so brusofui. So jemu. na brosofoi na yenyina ho afọ na me de me gina onyina hwe sof panisa na ne bible afọ enye nne ya obi no wo car ne bicycle yo oni bi enna sofo ne bag no ne bible no so sonsuo the coat ano say so sonsuo gina ha na me say this is where God needs many people. Na me hear madwen say it's time to move on. Machra there but I have to go. Nti ebra me call New England na me se me koye PhD no. Na me kai ye say enya adesua nti na adesua na ka me na mo me hunu bre sofo bre na pastor for 42 churches in his district. Eno na pia me na ka me nti na me I will shelve it. Na me de to ho. Na me ne New England fi kakra. Ya no se me nyame kwan a. Onim de ode we be yo. I started out as a volunteer pastor for almost a year. Now, so for me, so for a young conference, one woman called Mr. David. So, who volunteer on how to do? Mr. David. Binianum. Yamin me awoyo. Me ya man, but me, Ginawari and one say, me a mompaye. The young Gidio Radimu say, you walk on an young. My first dissertation, that's what I did. I did impact of migration on couple relationship on their spiritual development. Library. That's what I did. I look more into migration. Say, you tour and you may be bem. But can you imagine what you don't know anything and a car on can be? No, but drew her. Now she got car. Now the hope say, now so about Wama Busiana quite any montino. A force so yet, dear. Kaka. I send me in Tamohan, just at the Obakai. Mammy be drive 5 miles per hour, me man, take it. Well, we are about and teacher say, one will say, Mammy, a be a Sabia Nyado, or Tigana, no. Why you she would da, so over drive snow, and over drew cremo, and now say, queer me one, no queer me and near. Not a queer to me any year, Nyabo Tramanada. And now quite see, Tigana, no. One do him say, Koyas of Juma. And all yet may be, and now what bedroom has a year, and a cremo, just as I saw a young near man who would be a so school, or Boswa, and what Chappy. A man were ya and so, or Befia, Nyabo Tramano, Crocrono, Shannon crying, Mompaye, Yafia Montunya Meso, Momian for manipulating, sir, because sit dying, my say, Yadan Bebrena, I have in Rahom. Who are near Dwakotum. Now you took young Yinabe, Shem Hall. Atamo ene rako chefom na wo fa asefo no omo enjoy sa menga se if you mechibi bisibi mama me ba me so tia se se to bo ase to bia no kwa me yetiribom se we peso kwa ne de na ye ko na ye buru ye ho na ye die ho atem kire ye ma aware fo mi no um die ho atem nyina wi a na omo akoda no ameka asem we wansem kora mo he sa mo mi no mu di mo atem abige Muya na mo awura dan ba ko mpa ne ye wan makoda so mo man te ho mo say is that what love is? Say love you mutimi di mo ho ata no masa akoda mpa ba ko so na no no de bo na adwene po rade ho ye mo boda me say maintain open communication me wi ntima na how maintain open communication, be honest about struggles but without manipulation, resist cultural pressures. Amen. Resist cultural pressures. Yanum yabusian for no aye remote. Ampa yo yesi obi fru eboa ma ufru dia also boa ma nyere maninzani ana debi yesi de oba ma o sin yade ya o hwa ma o sin fifia boa no man sin nyere be enti I will never encourage anybody say ignore your family no mo de ba ha no ebinom ton abusuan kokoo ebinom ton abusuan japade bi ene e ma wo nya ticket. I would never say ignore them. But at the same time, mabusuan na wa ha na so munya fapem. Esi nya ba bi kina, esi nya aduane die. So na say yeso na si bi so a na to bi ade be ya. Ebene sie mienu ye ba ko ye fu a yanom nyame adum ti obedi yenim kakra masame yawa efise mahunu bebre awarefo mienu ye mu ache we si mi free konongo we si mi so tena kumase ti efie ni be si ne kumase o so mi fie esi ne konongo obi a hu se boga bi free ha koye Hane Mwache, Yeniske Besi Damienu, na Yentokwa. Radi, Ehu Yamobona, Omwaye. Na precious Abusian for the Guya so, Untimi, near Tron. Untimi, as a bra. Wafas away, Yeneskan, I will be a Menkasi was. But I no man no Mrokru, and in a tem. Now, my jom ho, now yet the double. I feel Koraning no master, I was saying, a bay for no fina. Yabaya, Uja one more. And Nunchi and Ancorano, ISR. Me say, me can be yourself. Me, we know. Yanum, Abraham, me Sarah story, you know. Me stranger may say, O me fa addition cassia, a woman pan say, near Bessia Brabo Mubiano, Yenya Yamimo Hotosoda. Our phobia. So a couple was working on a difficult puzzle. Puzzle, no edition, Shenimuna. And then they got frustrated. The husband forced a piece into a spot where it didn't fit. And then his wife smiled and said, and I quote, "That's not where it goes." He insisted. But later, when they found the correct piece, he realized she was right. Yanom puzzle no bi ha, ya na nko be de hye. Ne force di acha. Aware mu no. Me say sometimes we force solutions when God already has a perfect peace and plan for us. Sometimes we force a situation when God had already worked out a plan. When we wait on Him, the picture of our marriage comes together beautifully, like the puzzle. It fits well. Now, ebe she nyame enwonyam. Bompa ese nyame nkan ye ho ne. Na omwaye. Omi entasin free Abraham ene ne yire ho. Say, eniama anko ye all because say ofa kwati kwan. They made a shortcut. Nanso nyame nim de odo omokro. God knows why He is leading you and your family. Now, say tie bia He will bless you. Just give Him a chance. Give Him a chance to lead. Ma ono no nane na niema no. Na se edi na chi anadum ti. Ebe nhyira ne anuonyam. Unhyira yen e wo Jesus Christ dim. Amen.